Alright guys, I'm out here with the KAKUKA K16 for our range test. Now listen, after what happened to me yesterday, you know, having to pedal back the 8 miles with the Ancheer 20. So the way I'm going to do this, I came all the way out here to Buena Vista to start. So I'm going to just go 4 miles that way and then go 4 miles back. I'm not going to go out. I'm not in the mood today. Normally I would just go until the battery was halfway and then come back, but here's the problem. I just pedaled that Ancheer 20 yesterday for 8 miles, and I just don't think my body could do 8 miles again today if this were to break down out there. So I'm just gonna go 4 and then come back and then go 4 back that way. We'll totter it back and forth to get the range test done. All right. Okay, just let me pedal for a second to get the feel of what I want to do. I put the Okai Beetle seat on here because, the seat on this thing is absolutely horrible. So yeah, this ain't bad. Pedal assist 1. Okay. Now we can go back to the throttle. So yesterday, that trip with the Ancheer 20. The Ancheer 20's back running. So, if you don't happen to see that video and then you watch this video, I brought the Ancheer 20 out here for the range test. I went out 10 miles. I figured the range on that thing was going to be like 25 or something, right? So I went out 10 miles, turned around, got back 2 miles, and the battery quit. And it was the battery. It wasn't the controller. The battery just died. So I had to pedal all the way back to my car. Eight miles. Actually, it was 8.5, closer to 9 miles, actually. So I had to pedal back. Hello. I had to pedal back all those miles. So, needless to say, that was terrible. Okay, I mean, that was absolutely dreadful. My legs were so sore, they were spasming. I had to immediately get in the damn tub, okay, to run some hot water on them. And yeah, they just kept seizing up constantly, seizing up, spasming up. Yeah, it was terrible, man. I mean, really terrible. So we're just gonna go here today, and we're just gonna go out the 4 miles or whatever and then go back. And we'll bust up the mileage one way or another, 4 miles this way, 4 miles that way, So, wow. Yeah, that was something else. That was an experience. So anyway, I thought that the controller died, right? Okay, because when I was actually watching the battery when the battery quit. I was actually looking at the voltage, and it said under load, which means under throttle, it was 48 something. So it should have been at like 60% battery. All right, so at 60% battery, it just stopped. Completely stone cold stopped. Now, what somebody said on YouTube, because I checked the controller and everything was okay. I pulled the controller out. I looked for fuses. There was no fuses on this bike, not like my Ancheer 14, which quit, but it was a fuse. This one don't have any fuses. So I checked the controller. Everything was checking out okay, and then I charged the battery up overnight, put the battery back in. It started right up this morning, no problem. Right up. So that's how that was. So anyway, it was a brutal day, 8 miles pedaling an electric bike is not very pleasant. Believe me, it's just not. It's just not a pleasant deal because, pedaling these electric bikes is not like pedaling a regular bike. You know, first of all, they're a lot heavier, okay? You know, they weigh like 3 times or 4 times the weight of a regular bicycle. So you got that, right? We've almost won a mile already, but we're gonna stop up here at Shorty's because he wants to see a 16-inch bike. Now, the last time I came out here to do a video with this thing on the trail, you know, it was like it was the dead of winter. I mean, it was freaking freezing out here, man, believe me. It was absolutely freezing. And the trail was just nothing but it was a mud pile, right? So the mileage wasn't gonna be good anyway because it was sinking in the mud all the time. I don't see Shorty out. He's not out yet, it's too early. Okay, we're looking at 40 volts. Yeah, this seat from this Okai Beetle is comfortable as heck. Okay, this is an extremely nice seat, I'll tell you that right now. Oh, that's a nice playground. Okay, I'm at 2.2 miles already. Wow, we're really moving here. Yeah, KAKUKA. Heck, we're halfway in, but we're gonna be turning back. But I am gonna stop here for a little break once I get to this church. Boy, that's a nice motorhome right there. Look at that thing. You could live in that thing. There is oh yeah, that's that ball field I was looking at yesterday. Oh, they do have restrooms over here. I wonder if they're open. I doubt it. Oh, I got 1 bar going already. So I'll check the voltage when we get up to the stop sign here. But we still got another 1.25 miles to go before we head back. All right, let me check the cars. Okay, so that's 39 under throttle. Okay, 75% still battery, according to the voltage. Okay, so we use 25% according to this gauge. You know, I don't know how accurate it is, but according to that, yeah. So we got another 1 mile and 1 1/10 mile to go before we turn back. I think my seat sagged a little bit too. I gotta raise that up a little hair. KAKUKA! Yeah, this throttle gives you kind of cramps on your hand, to be honest. It's not the most comfortable throttle to be turning. Oh yeah, this is a big mess here. Looks like they had a landslide or something. Yeah, guys, my legs were so seized up, so cramped up yesterday. It was like, oh my God, no matter which way I would sit, they would cramp up. I had to actually lay down on my back and keep my legs perfectly straight. If I pulled them up at all, they would just start cramping up like crazy. And it was painful too. So yeah, that was a pretty bad deal there. My wife thought this morning when I woke up that it was going to be a lot worse, but it wasn't. All right, guys, we are at the 4 mile mark, but I'm going to go a little, oh, wait a minute, I just looked at the gauge, got 2 bars missing. Okay, I'm going back. Okay. I was actually going to go a little bit further, and then I looked down there at the thing, and there was 2 bars missing. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay. I'll turn around right up here and go back. I am not in the mood for pedaling today. I got news for you. I am just not, I'm not feeling it. Not after yesterday. Ugh. So anyway, let me just stay here and take a break for a minute. I'm just going to chill for a sec. That seat's real comfortable, so my butt's not hurting at all, to be honest. All right, guys, I'm going to cut the video, and then I'll pick it back up when we get back to Buena Vista. Alrighty, we have made it back to the waterfall, and then we are at 6.6 miles and about 37 volts under throttle. So it's going. We got a ways to go before we get back to the Buena Vista, but we're getting there. Alrighty, we are at 7.36 miles, and this is the house where the ducks are always out, but they're not here today. But anyway, so yeah, we're at 7.36, and we're like 37 volts under throttle. And I just stopped and talked to Shorty back there for a couple of minutes. He was good. He was good. There went somebody with an electric bike. I could hear the motor. See, that's the thing about the electric bikes. You can hear the motor. Alrighty, we made it back to the Buena Vista. There's the car right over there. So we're safe. So far, no walking today. So we're like 36 and a half volts under throttle. We've made it 8.31 miles. Now we're just going to go back this way for a while. Okay, so I still think we got a little bit of battery left, so we're going to keep going. All right, so we made it to the cemetery, and we were at exactly 10 miles on the nose. And this is the first time, I think, that I've ever been here that there wasn't one person here. There's not one soul in this place. Wow, that's very bizarre. So what is it, a Tuesday, 16th or something? So yeah, that's pretty strange that there's not one soul in this joint. Wow. So anyway, okay, we're going to go just a little bit past, and then we're going to head back because we're like 36 volts under throttle. Okay, we're basically back at the Buena Vista trailhead, but this is where they have the restrooms here. The trailhead's actually right up there, but they have all the other stuff down here. Anyway, so yeah, we're at, hold on, let me get over here. 11.54, so 12 miles, and we're still going. It's like 35 volts under throttle, so yeah, we're still rolling. All right, guys, I just made it to the Jennings Run bridge here, and it's at 13 miles, but the bars went down to one bar. Of course, they always recoup after you stop, but you got to go by what it says when it's under the throttle, which is saying 1 bar. So we're gonna go with it that there's 1 bar, okay? And it was down to like 35 or 34 point something volts. So the voltage is dropping too. So I'm gonna head back now because now I went past the Buena Vista for a mile and a half or so. So now I'm gonna go back again. All right, so this is just past that Jennings Bridge thing I was telling you about. So I'm just gonna go here. So we're still trucking. I'm not noticing anything as far as any slowdown or anything like that. And this voltage thing keeps jumping all over the place, so not really sure what to make of that. Right now it's at 35.4. Now it was just down to 1 bar under the load, but now it's back up to 2. Here's these guys. They are having that break down at the other place. They're doing the whole DC to Pittsburgh to DC thing. Good luck with that. Alrighty, I am at 15.3 miles, and they're 33 volts. It's the speed. I'm losing the speed, so I'm going to get back to... I just passed Buena Vista again and was coming back down to the cemetery. But then, once I started losing that speed, I didn't make it to the cemetery. I'm coming back. So I've lost maybe like 3 miles an hour off the speed. So the thing about it is, when that happens, that thing could cut out at any second. There's no guarantees after that, okay? Because I've seen them just, you lose speed and then boom, gone. So it's possible. Yeah, losing that speed's a big warning sign. Now, with the Ingui, that thing loses the speed as soon as it gets to 50% battery. That thing loses a couple miles an hour. Yeah, so I'm only getting this 11 or 12 now, where I was getting 14, 15. So it's definitely cutting out or dying, one or the other. Now, I don't know if this thing has some kind of safety shut off, or, you know, I don't know what the story is with this thing. But if it don't, I don't want to ruin the battery. I thought 15 miles with this thing's pretty damn good. What's it got? A 7 amp hour battery. So it's, you know, an amp hour more than the Jetson. Okay, so it's still hanging. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going just for a little bit longer because I don't want to ruin the battery. I think it's done quite well at 16 miles already. For this thing, it's pretty impressive. So I'll check back. All right, guys, I made it back to this Jennings run again. Even though it's running slower, it's still going, and it's not doing any of that cutting out either. So it's still running strong, but just a little bit slower. So yeah, it's still going, and I'm at 17.4 miles right now. So I'm heading back, and this is probably going to be the end of it because it's running slow for a pretty long period of time. So I'm going to wrap up this range test and say the range on this thing's great. This will be, if it don't crap out on my way back, okay, it'll be like 18 and a half miles. I'm about a mile or something away, I think, from the car, because there's Shorty's. I just passed Shorty's house there. So I'm like a mile and something away. All right, guys, we are creeping up on the Buena Vista Trailhead and getting ready to wrap this ride up because we're creeping now at about 9 miles an hour or 8 miles an hour. So that means the battery's dying, which is okay because it did 18.7 miles. But I never thought this thing would get 12, to be honest with you. That's what I thought it would do. All right, guys, so that's going to be it. We're going to look at the Relive app real quick. Wow. Now, see, the only reason I'm not driving it until it drops, the only reason, is because I don't know if it has one of those cutouts in here, one of them safety cutouts. I don't want to destroy the battery, so, you know, we're not going to do that. I'm not interested in ruining it. 18.8 miles. Wow. Yeah, I'm only getting like 9 miles an hour. So you know the thing is going. I mean, goes 15 and I'm getting 9. So that's no good. All right, there you go, guys. There's the damages. Don't pay attention to those bars. It's only going 9 miles an hour. So, all right, guys, have a nice day.